Hey, guess what? Oh, I'm glad I checked this because it did a dumb. There we go.
What happened?
Hey, take two. Guess what?
Oh.
We made it. We made it.
We made it. We're here. Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Curts and Giggles. All hail the Queen. We had a small hiatus, but we're back. This is our D&D Doing It Live all Tyranny of Dragons campaign. I'm Dat Magic Juice, your host, GM, and general wrangler of cats for the day. We're going to meet all these cool cats right now and their characters, starting with Heck.
Oh my god, I'm a cool cat? That's
Yeah.
cool. Everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. As per usual, I'm back with Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. We don't have Chris next because he's celebrating a birthday, a very important birthday. So they will be back for next episode. So giving it on over to Hyacinth.
Hiya, it's me, Hyacinth. God, I'm so corny. I never really thought about how bad that was. I'll be playing
In
Icarus.
5 years?
I was like, this is clever. I mean, you've heard my jokes, okay? I'll be playing Icarus, our elven paladin, twin number 2. And over to twin number 1, Corn Dog.
That's me, Corndog. I'm playing Juno, our Twilight Domain cleric. Over to you, Chrissy. Also, magic. My bottom corner says they, which is fine, but I'm just like, it just says they.
What?
It's the Zoom thing.
I can shorten my name. But, I don't know.
Oh,
Here,
I see.
Let me just, I'll fix it. Corn.
My bad.
Maybe that fixed it. Maybe not.
That did fix it.
It did. Look at
My bad. Sorry.
They.
Thank you, Vay. I'm Chrissy. I'll be playing Ulta. Back to you, Magic.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna fix one more thing. Still overlay crap with all the update. Everything is constantly getting updated. It's really obnoxious. Okay, so last time we were here, we continued our traverse up the star mounts. We are looking for a dragon that we believe is meant to be a guide for us in some ways, as well as a potential ally in the overall conflict against the Cult of the Dragon. We know that Elia has made a couple of attempts now to convince him to join our side of this conflict. She's come out of it with at least literal scars. And so far we had a little encounter with some blight and a revenant Wizard of Thay. That was a couple of sessions ago. that led us to last time, where we've been climbing for at least a day now. Elia has revealed a shortcut for us that seems this Imvaernarhro, the Inferno, has allowed her to create under some very dangerous to her conditions. And now we find ourselves in a sort of secluded foresty area, some amount up the star mounts. And we've encountered a couple of fun little fey creatures. And after some time, they reveal to us this Angel of Sylvanus that we met a long time ago in a cave with some dragon eggs. It seems that those 3 young dragons have been cared for and are now here. And that's where we left off last time. Does anybody want to add anything or get clarification before we start?
that was what, like episode 2, 3? Like it was really early on.
It was early. Less than 10 for sure.
Yeah, definitely in the single digits, which is wild.
Oh, second chapter of the Tyranny of Dragons campaign.
That was before we started downtime activity.
Yep.
Cow.
Cool.
Older than Christ himself. All right. Or just traveling some more? Do we... Heck, do you and I want to do more helpy spells, or...
Have we haven't officially talked to the angel yet, other than recognizing it, right?
No, they like walked out of the woods to reveal themselves to you, and that's where we ended.
What kind of angel?
You know what? I forgot to look. I wonder if I still have the image that I showed you guys all that time ago.
I mean, if it's in Roll20, it probably is.
I can still picture it, but that doesn't necessarily help.
I can't. Help.
I am not immediately finding it, at least. So,
Oh, that's horrible.
but I can at least verbally describe her to you. So she's got like olive skin. Her very thick hair is like really tightly wound into like a single braided ponytail. She's got humongous white feathered wings that span about, you would estimate about like 10 or 12 feet if she were to spread them out completely. She's about 7 feet tall herself. And she's got like bark skin and leaves and leather for all of her like armor and adornments. And like one humongous greatsword holstered at her side.
Hey, long time no see.
She's just gonna smirk
I
at you.
figured I'd break the silence.
I know. I think just as like, I mean, granted, Aster wasn't going to communicate last time, as we know. Famously, she was a bear at that point in time. But the, yeah, no, with this second, viewing of like, you know, a very revered being in her mind, at least, like I think she still doesn't know what to say even after all this time.
Why are you rude?
Can we help you?
Still at a loss for words, I see.
We weren't expecting any member of divinity to cross our paths.
As you're starting this conversation, the three young black dragons are going to be sort of like a little bit shyly, but only a little bit, just kind of like looking at her and then looking at you guys, and then they like sniff around a little bit.
Is, you know, certainly not every day that you see an agent of Sylvanus, and now we've done that twice.
Yes, it seems you've all been busy on your quest. Continuing on from the cave that I first encountered you.
Yes, quite a bit has changed. A lot has happened.
What is it exactly you plan to do here?
Well, we're here to talk to, well, looks at the three baby dragons. Another dragon.
Another dragon or the dragon?
I guess in the context of right here, the dragon?
I don't even know if you can do the context of right here.
That's also fair.
Wouldn't the dragon be like the mother of dragons, though? You know, like
I don't know.
so, like
Technically, we all have a little bit of dragon in us, except for Spike.
inside you there are two dragons.
No.
No, we only have one dragon. Jeez,
I didn't
little
sign up for
wine mom,
two.
like you have two dragons.
Somebody roll a D5, please. In Roll20, you can do that.
I was about to say, what the hell?
Odd number dice are a real thing in
I'm doing
Roll20.
it.
Good, because they
I
would
rolled a
take
5.
Okay.
Best,
Um,
according to that.
Juno.
Yes.
you're gonna like nearly fall over from this like shove from like your right side. It kind of felt like somebody just like out of nowhere shoved you to the side, but you turn around to see that like one of the small dragons has come up to you and just like nudged you with its nose. And
Did it felt like a
all
big
around
shove?
I mean, even a young dragon is pretty big and strong, so just a slight nudge from one that you wouldn't expect would feel like a big shove. And you can see between that one and now all three of them are getting real close to you guys and just kind of sniffing around very curiously.
Do you think they imprinted on us since we found the eggs first?
They're not werewolves. They don't do that.
Ducks do that.
Perhaps not imprinted, but it seems they recall you somehow.
Are these those eggs?
Oh yeah, they're absolutely the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
Look, can I reach in the bag of holding real quick?
pet a dragon.
I'm gonna reach in the bag of holding and pull out 3 milkshakes with bugs in them. The freezer.
Not the milkshake.
Nice.
I'm gonna while she does that, I'm gonna let Sunrunner out as well.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Sunrunner is going to kind of how do you let him out? Do you just like open the pack, or do you physically take him out?
I would open it and allow him to like peek out, see what's happening, decide on his own accord if he is going to come out.
Okay. So he's gonna just like look up at you when you open the pack, and you'll see his little nose going like this as well, like he smells something interesting. And then he'll just like scurry up your arm and kind of perch on your shoulder, and stand up on his hind claws and spread his wings a little bit, just like looking around, clearly focusing on the 3 young dragons for a little bit.
I'm
And
gonna
then
make sure he just knows that those milkshakes are not his, as Juno also pulls those out and starts handing them out to the other dragons.
Okay. Juno, is there a particular way you're doing this?
Mimi.
It is me. All right, one for you, and then I'm gonna kind of like hold it in front of their snoot like a pup cup, and then I'll kind of like use my hips to keep the other ones away while I feed the first one. Like, wait your turn.
Yeah, so the other 2 are going to be like nosing in on it, and this first one is going to like give it a sniff and like 2 inhales and then a like a sigh of an exhale. You'll see a little puff of green smoke come out of his snout, and then he'll very carefully chomp at it to get it out of your hand.
Okay. There you go. It's got bugs in it. You can ask Ulta what bugs, if you would like. And I'm saying that in Draconic. Before I go give the other 2 theirs.
Nice.
Holding my hands out.
The second one is going to have almost exactly the same, like, check it out, be careful, sort of ginger approach to taking it from you. And then the third one is going to, after seeing this, just like fling his nose at your hand. I need you to make a dex save.
I'm a grandmother.
Okay, so you catch him like doing a wind up just in time to start moving your arm, and he ends up just barely catching your hand. The thing kind of goes spinning in the air, and he like leaps up and chomps on it.
If you wanted me to throw it, you could have just asked.
They are not speaking yet, although they seem to understand quite a bit already.
So
It's
like
cool to see them doing well.
Icarus, were you going to say something too?
I was gonna say, like, so what brings you here, Miss Angel of Sylvanas?
It is my task to care for these three, and it seems train them for the conflict ahead of us, unfortunately. But I think running into you is a happy circumstance. As it is, they remain unnamed. And I believe that given what you've done both for them as well as the rest of the world thus far, I should give you the honors.
How dare you do this when Chris isn't here?
I know, but still,
Mainly because Spunk would have the best ideas.
you probably would. Yeah.
Because like my brain was like bingo bango bongo, like stupid.
Mine was
brain.
Snap Crackle Pop.
No.
Look at us go.
Oop, that's not what I wanted. There we go.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore?
I know it's hard to be on the spot when it comes to naming dragons.
Figured I'd do
Fuck.
something a little new.
Got a fantasy name generator. I'm kidding.
You can do that if you want to.
I mean, like,
What's a dragonish name? Like Max? Poof? Spike? Max, Spike, let's go. And Fido, the most basic dog names.
did you just say Fido?
Fido, like Fido, right? That's a dog name.
We could name them vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry for the Neapolitan ice creams.
Oh, that's cute. But also, like, the only thing I have about, like, naming dragons cute things is when they get older and, like, start talking and, like, become this ferocious, like, adult or, like, ancient black dragon. They're like, ah, yes, I am the ferocious strawberry. You know what I mean?
I don't see the problem.
What colors are these dragons?
They are all black.
They're all black. Did
Yes.
each of them, like when they were reacting to the milkshakes, did they like, can we tell just by looking at them any of like some of the special things that they do? Or could possibly do when they get older, I guess is a better way to say that.
Ooh. You have encountered black dragons before. So looking at these ones, they look like they do have the like classic defining features of black dragons that you've both seen and heard of before. The like really long snout with the like kind of alligator nostril at the end. They're starting to grow like a pair of horns on each side of their heads. They're all kind of like a single slight curve right now, which is like, other than their size, kind of their main indication to you as how young they are. Whereas older ones would have them like much longer and they kind of like curl out almost like kind of like a Medusa snake hair sort of situation. They've got big buggy green eyes, and you can see that their paws are a little bit bigger than like what their forearms, and their paws and their claws are a little bit bigger than what like their forearms look like they should support. You did see each of them blow a little bit of that like green smoke. So like the acid breath and the poison theme seems to be continuing with these three.
What if we name them after 3 different shades of green?
But they're black.
But they've got green eyes and they shoot green smoke.
Okay. Valid. I was just checking.
I mean, there probably are different shades of black, but it's usually like red black, blue black.
Charcoal, jet black,
Yeah.
void black. I don't know.
Because we could do something like juniper moss and basil. So they're
And
also named after
jade.
plants. Jade.
Viridian, isn't that a green?
Mm-hmm.
Viridian would be a cool dragon name.
Chartreuse.
No one wants to be named Chartreuse.
That's also wait. Is that green?
Green.
It is a
yellow.
green color. It's
Okay.
vomit green.
Oh, ew.
While
Okay.
you guys are discussing, it's clear that all three of them are much more comfortable with you guys now, and they're just like kind of back and forth between like looking between you guys, following the people, like whoever's talking at any given moment, and like checking out Sunrunner. And by this point, Sunrunner has kind of hopped off your shoulder, Ulta, and is like hopping around between like an available branch and then like the snout of one of the dragons, and like tilting his head in their faces, looking at them, and they're all like very curious and interested in each other.
On the green theme, there's emerald, there's sage, there's olive.
Yeah. I was thinking, hear me out. Emerald, jade, and pickle.
Ooh, Celadon would be cool.
Or Viridian. Yeah.
Also, yeah, if we stick with like the theme of like stones, I think that'd be cool. So like jade and emerald are in that same category. Find one more green stone.
Pickle.
I mean, Celadon isn't like a stone. It is like pottery, I believe.
I mean, if it's like within the same theme, I think it's sick. It sounds cool. Sounds like a dragon name. Heliotrope. That sounds like a chemical.
Yeah.
Turquoise. What about agate? Oh, peridot.
It's just gonna become Steven Universe, and I kind of love that.
I mean, yeah. And then they can all have like collar or like, you know, like not collars, but like name tags that are like their crystal or like accessories. That's better. That's better. I don't want it to be like pet because they're not pets. They're divine beasts. But like,
Their OPI color when they go to paint their nails.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did you know exactly what I was talking about?
Regardless, Juno is going to refer to one of them solely as pickle. And it's the one that slapped the ice cream out of her hand.
Nice.
They're slippery like a pickle.
So is it decided? Jade, Emerald, and
Pickle?
I can't remember the last. No, the one Hex said we're not naming a legendary creature pickle.
Wait, what did I?
Let
Oh,
me
Celadon. I
have
was like, what did I
this!
say?
Give one of
I
them
think
a
he's-
middle name.
Someone said Peridot?
Yeah, peridot or pick or celadon is what we're
I
on
like
right now.
Celadon. I think that's sick.
I also like Viridian.
I'm just gonna point out that those two are following a theme of Pokemon city names.
Yo, you're so right. though. Wait, is there another one that we can do? I'm kidding. That'd be funny.
I mean, Emerald is a Pokemon game.
It is.
Also, can we have a fourth dragon just so we can all agree on the names?
There's nothing necessarily against you having like a I don't want to say pet name, but alternative name for one of them, even if the official name is something else.
Sorry. Oh. Ryan.
I could see Viridian instead of Jade if we want to do that because it's like longer and more elegant for like a fancy dragon.
Yeah, I like it.
So Viridian, Emerald, and Celadon. One of them is considered pickle.
Yeah.
So we said Viridian, Celadon, and what was the third one?
Emerald? I think. Sound right, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. The angel will continue. Lovely names.
He's
Now,
gonna whisper pickle at the one that
it like stops its sniffing around and like looks at you, half a side eye.
I'm gonna reach into the bag of holding and pull out the weird pickle ice cream too, and throw that in the air for it to catch. Because we
Nice.
did have that. It was pickles and bugs in the ice cream.
Yeah.
Which
This
literally
one-
just made me have like the gross shivers just thinking about it again.
Yeah. So this one's going to leap in the air after it, chomp. You can see it flap its wings once or twice, and then it like falls to the ground almost as if it was like forced. By some invisible force directly above it, like a giant hand just came down and pushed it to the ground. What's everybody's passive perception?
A million.
Ooh,
26.
18.
18.
Juno, what's yours?
22, my lord.
Okay, all of you would notice at that kind of like a literal confirmation that, you know, flying up here is magically prohibited from seeing this one attempt it and then just get like immediately shoved to the ground. It's not harmed.
Are we still on that like secret path?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, no, not the secret tunnel. But you are on the path that Elia is leading you to the dragon.
Cool.
Yes, I know exactly what I said.
And all of our brains went to the
all
same
of our brains went
place.
there. You would all notice that Sunrunner, in his little excursion to check everything out that's going on here, has no problem flying from place to place.
OP,
Huh.
OP.
Interesting. He's the chosen one.
He's the runner of sun.
I was gonna risk having him fly ahead, but I'm not gonna do that.
He is still baby.
Protect at all costs. I also kind of feel like we're on like kind of on like a Elia protection mission because she's weakened right
Mhm.
now. You know?
True.
Yeah, you notice that she hasn't been very is participatory a word? She hasn't been participating much in this conversation.
Yeah.
I'll just word it that way.
Less less interactive, I suppose.
Yeah, she's realized that you guys wanted to like take some time here, and she's just kind of like sitting down on a boulder, catching her breath.
I knew something was off because she wasn't laughing at my jokes earlier. Chris is canonically as not funny as I am.
What do the dragons think of her?
They've been as interested in her as the rest of you, for the most part. Yeah, they're sniffing around and like looking, like taking long gazes at all of your faces, and she's included.
This could be my chance to be a father.
You have a pseudo dragon.
Yeah. A bit of a what is it? A sprinkle moment.
Oh no, not
Hops out of my
sprinkle.
bag, gasping
Sprinkle.
for
That's
air.
a deep
Like,
cut.
she's actually behind me right now, just laying all nice.
Look at her, she's perfect.
So well behaved. Actually, she was trying to eat a book a second ago, so not really. but-
Nice.
I pet my own pseudo dragon and allow her to come out and maybe play with the bigger dragons if they'll let her. Because she's
I
probably,
also pet my own pseudo dragon.
she's like this big.
So you like bring her out of your pack.
Yeah.
A similar reaction all around, as as Sunny. is going to be just like checking things out, wide-eyed, sniffing at everything, and then yours will just like hop off your pack and like scurry over to one of the to her humongous dragons, and just like stare up at it. And they'll have this interesting interaction of like, you've probably seen like a really big dog and a really small like puppy meeting each other, just like the height difference and the like staring and sniffing at each other. And then what is yours called again? Oh, sorry.
Artemis. I changed her name to Artemis so I could canonically yell at her. She is also like a forest green, so she kind of blends in really well with them.
Ooh, okay.
Aesthetic play moment.
Yep. So they're gonna the two at hand, and the one that she's like staring with is going to be Viridian. And you just told me I'm terrible with names. What's her name again?
Artemis.
Artemis is gonna have like that moment of like staring up and sniffing, kind of like 3 feet away from the snout of Viridian, sniffing in the air, and then she does this like little juke move, and Viridian kind of like has a moment and then does the same thing, and then they both just start like hopping around and running a little bit. Obviously for the dragon, it's more of just like shifting a few inches here and there, but for her, it's more like fully running around in circles. You can tell they're playing with each other.
I play this game with my cat all the time. I'm gonna cry.
So, are you gonna go the same direction we are? And she's just gonna like point to like keep walking. Ulta's like really confused because we've now named these dragons and we're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Do you want to come? Do you want to come with us? Do you think you could be of help? Would you be willing to help?
I am torn on the idea that would be helpful to you. It is my understanding that numbers could be misinterpreted as a show of force. Make a persuasion check, Juno. With help. Because between you and Ulta, trying to figure out if she might come.
I might come.
I'm gonna come.
God damn it.
How did I know? Like, I didn't even have to look over to know what faces and what was going through everyone's brain.
I rolled 2 natural 2s, so you know we got
Oh,
bars all around. Maybe I rolled them out early, so now things will go.
yeah.
Yeah.
It might be for the best anyway. Let's be honest here.
I should err on the side of safety and leave your intended audience as it originated. Take these 3 to our next destination. Seems
Where you
flying
going?
lessons are next on our list. We will remain in the lower high forest. Sorry, Icarus, you had something?
Yeah, Miss Angel Lady. You never confirmed. Is the dragon we're going to talk to the dragon?
It seems it is. As I understand it, he is the single most respected and possibly powerful being on this side of the continent.
I don't have anything else to do with that. I just wanted to confirm.
Perhaps even though I may not join you, I can still help. She'll like hold out her left palm toward you all, fingers outstretched, and say a quick word in Celestial. Does anybody understand Celestial?
Let me double check.
No.
No.
Oh.
My spouse would have.
Okay. You will each get like a warm, fuzzy feeling in your bodies, and you now have angelic inspiration.
What does that mean?
You each
Ooh.
have a pair of D12s, 2 D12s that can be used for any die roll that is like a check, a save, attack roll, spell save, anything that would be like a D20 check of any kind.
Oh, hell yeah.
Does everyone else feel warm and tingly too?
I just thought I had a UTI starting. Glad everyone else does.
I mean, I'm glad it's not that.
Me too.
Well then, if there's nothing else for me, I thank you for your, well, everything. And I shall hope to see you again.
Deuces.
And she's going to start walking back the way you came from. And all three of the dragons will stop their like curiosity and playing and everything and follow her. Each of them taking a moment to like take a glance back at you before continuing.
See you later, Pickle.
God damn it, Jizanthropus? Of course he would come up with something like that.
Yeah.
That just is like girl go piss. This is it.
Excellent.
I just saw the rest of it. Or I'll kill someone.
Yep. All right. Anything in particular you guys want to do here before continuing? Oh, I forgot to mention all of the fey creatures are kind of following in train with that group as well. So it's just you guys now.
No more dryads instead.
Anything happening with Sunrunner for you at this point?
How is little old Sunrunner acting now? Do they look like they need a friend?
He started to follow the group with the dragons and then kind of looked back and realized that he was getting separated from you. So he hopped up and sort of flew back and is perched on a branch right by your head right now and is just kind of like watching them walk away. I wouldn't say he looks like he's like sad or anything, just kind of here watching.
I'll give him his own milkshake.
Nice.
And pop cups are just milkshakes.
You look over and Icarus is slowly shoving the pseudo dragon back into his satchel.
Elia's gonna stand up. She's got like bags under her eyes, and you can see like the smoky ring around them too. She's like definitely exhausted. Onward then. Okay. So she's gonna again lead the way, but I do need everybody to make survival checks, please.
Oh boy.
If it helps at all, I can't remember. I gotta read my character sheet, but we are in my favorite terrain for my
Yes.
party.
I think they removed
28.
terrain, I think.
Definitely know that makes us easier for us to travel through.
In some way, yes. I do want to say survival checks get some kind of bonus. But we should find out to be sure.
I'm not that high level in my road.
When traveling for an hour, we can't get lost except by magical means. We're more aware of danger, and you can move stealthily at a normal pace. It doesn't say anything about anything, except for me specifically.
Okay. So these survival checks will hold 21, 28, 22, 11. It's obvious to you all that it doesn't require much because going out of the forest, you end up on a similar path to what you started on, where it's just kind of this like 8-foot.
And magic.
Sorry?
You have to add 12 to my 11 because I double my proficiency bonus for that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Sorry. That's what it does for me.
There we go. Okay. So then I'm gonna amend what I was going to say. You're all fine. You are able to quickly and carefully brace yourselves against gusts of wind that occasionally feel like they could almost pick you up and take you away. There's an occasional like small boulder tumbling down the side of the mountain that you have to make sure you're out of the path of. So you're all good. You're going to be traveling for about half a day here. Is there anything that you guys want to do or talk about along the way?
We're not supposed to use any magic. Enhance our abilities and we maybe just want to stop for a hero's feast by chance?
I thought we started the day with one.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
Psych. Never mind.
Also, wouldn't that
I know.
It
I
makes sense as to why it's
checked.
marked off on my sheet.
Yeah, it's like I frantically checked the spell slots because they're like, oh, the most powerful being on this side of the continent. Oh, I need to make sure my spell slots are in order then. If things go south. And then I remembered we had a hero's feast.
As a reminder for friends. If you needed this. Why didn't you display everything? I'm gonna fight this. In case you're
Okay.
like, what does this help with? This is the remedy. But you're not diseased or poisoned, but you're also immune to poison and being frightened. And I know that dragons have the ability to frighten. So, wisdom saving throws are with advantage. You're welcome.
Also, isn't it kind of crazy that like divine angel of Sylvanas being is like just raising dragons for battle?
Or just raising them to eat milkshake.
I mean, she said she was preparing them for the battle ahead.
I wonder what they mean by battle ahead. Being an agent of a deity who knows of maybe. They just seem really young to fight in that battle.
True, although they have grown up very quickly for the short amount of time since
That's what I was gonna ask.
we've seen them.
Is that
so
normal?
Make a nature check.
Me?
Anybody who's curious.
I'm curious but dumb, so I'm not gonna roll.
As it,
What 10?
I'll take a 23.
23 and a 10. Yeah, Juno, you're not really sure. This is
Daddy, I'm
pretty new to you. Aster, you would understand that. Oh wow, I wish I had a like. I should have done this. I should have kept like in-game time tracker. Dang, does anybody know how long it's been in-game?
I feel like it's been like a couple months because like we spent a decent amount of time actually getting to Waterdeep.
Yes.
And then after that, time
I
span
don't
is a
know
little
if I think it's been,
fuzzier,
like
but
a full like it's like close to a year, I think, because then we also spent a bunch of time getting the first one.
Yeah, I want to say it's somewhere in the like 9 to 10 month area.
yeah, I think that's
Um,
fair.
So, Aster, you would understand from your own background and knowledge, maybe a little bit of formal education, I guess, in creatures like dragons, that these ones might be a little bit big, like compared to average for being like 9-ish months old, but not by much.
Just little babies.
They're simply children.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, then do I know kind of like the span of time it would take for them to be like, I don't know, a little older, maybe a little closer to being like battle ready?
So that's a little bit difficult to answer. What do you mean by battle ready?
I don't know. They're kind of children right now. So like it depends on like what we mean by the battle ahead. Do we mean some of the battles leading up to the fight, or like do they mean the fight?
Oh, when she said that, you would have in character, you would have understood that. Oh, excuse me, to be the big fight.
Okay. See, now I'm just imagining the second How to Train Your Dragon movie where like they ride the babies out of that one island and make it over. I'm like, oh no.
Make an insight check.
Okay. I'm less good at that, but not horrible. Oh, that's a natural 2 though, to make a 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of concerned about, oh snap, are they actually going to take like such young creatures into such a dangerous situation? But you kind of at least generically would, I don't want to tell you what you believe, but you would at least maybe start assuming that maybe if that happens so soon, the young creatures would have a task maybe that's not so directly related to danger, but still like being involved, because you know that this whole thing has been shaping up to be like a full-on battle with creatures and full armies from multiple cities across the Sword Coast, and the full force of the high elves and other bands of creatures versus a horde of dragons, and the red wizards and the cult of the dragon. Like, this is going to be a very largely fronted battle when it does happen.
So they're not the tanks in the front line, they're the assassins in the back line. Got it.
Somebody better hurt our babies.
True. We'll find them and we'll kill them. Or arrest them.
Maim. Like, minimum.
Also, they do grow up so fast. Like that, you know, like I didn't expect them to be that big that quick. Or even
Yeah.
like,
Like,
Yeah.
oh, can you imagine the growing pain?
ooh, I've never thought of that before.
Yeah, they would have been standing on all fours. They would have been about as tall as the tallest of you, and like snout to tail.
Alto's height?
Oh no. And like from snout to tail, somewhere around
Is Aster the
15
tallest
feet
of
long.
She's like 5'7", just about.
It might
So we have like 3 people who are 5'7"?
I thought Icarus was like 6 foot. Wasn't somebody in the party like 6 foot?
I feel like
LSAO was.
LSAO was definitely 6 foot. Icarus was
Oh.
like 5'10", maybe.
Okay. So yeah, they would have
Very
been
tall.
about as tall as Icarus, and if they like lifted up their heads, they would have been above you. And like I said, about
And they were
15 feet
just
long
eggs. They were just this big.
or so.
Wild. I guess like chickens do that too. They get real big.
True. Yes.
And chickens are the descendant of dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are the descendants of dragons. So.
Quick ball.
Okay. So we're gonna get to a point where we reach another end of day, and you guys need to decide if you want to keep pressing on or stop and rest.
I mean, Elia's already exhausted, right? So we shouldn't push it, should we?
But I don't know that resting is going to take that away from her either once we start moving again, because it's the sacrifice she's making for us to be able to travel safe like through this way.
Mm.
But as Chrissy the player is saying that, and it comes out of Ulta's mouth per se, she's going to look for confirmation for that, obviously, to her, because I mean, we can rest. It's not that. We're not trying to say you can't rest, but like, is there a point to resting for you right now, or are you just going to be sickly the whole time?
I'm gonna do this. She's gonna take that in and like blink like this, like really heavily. You can tell she's like trying to keep herself awake, and just kind of mumbles to herself, "What? Today, time, and I could rest. It's your choice. I think it would help."
Sleepy time?
Yep. All right, let's make you some tea. And she's going to make her some chamomile tea and make her more sleepy than she already is.
Nice.
And put our friend to bed.
In the mansion that we stay in.
I was
okay?
gonna say, do we want to assume that Spunk does the mansion?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
In the mansion, I will have told Spunk about this beforehand, but I would like to get one of those couches that has, like, it's a U-shaped couch, but that has the ottoman that like fills it, so it's actually just a giant couch bed.
Nice.
Yes.
And I would like to have that in a room with a big fireplace that has access to lots of smutty books.
Written
Awesome.
by
I know he has because he's been reading Chuck Taylor.
Nice.
I forgot that Chuck Tingle was canon for this campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
Yep.
forgot that.
You have
Everyone bring your blankies, and if you want to read, we're gonna have a reading party tonight. You gotta bring your own blankies. Forgot to tell Spunk.
BYOB.
My own blankies. Plus, we all know that a blanket that we bring for us is gonna be the best blanket.
Okay.
All right. Ulta will curl up with a book by Chuck Tingle called Bigfoot Pirates Haunt My Balls by Chuck Tingle.
Nice.
Excellent.
And I've got a book. I can't remember
God,
what it's by.
okay. Am I gonna look up about
Wait, these
Chuck
are
Tingle?
always these are actually real?
Yes.
I'm gonna read the book I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend by Jessica Cage. The word booty hole juice is in this book.
I'm
When
gonna
that
read,
happens, I'm gonna show Spunk.
I'm gonna read scary stories to tingle your butt.
I'm sorry. It's Founded by President Bigfoot? I'm sorry, what? Huh?
Oh shit. Smut,
Taken
man, it's a
by
whole
the
it's a whole
king,
crazy
the
world
crime
out there.
biker.
You know what we gotta do now? Just create our own to be read list for this crew.
Yep.
Has anyone actually read
Mainly
these?
so I can read these books.
What was that, Hyson?
Has anyone actually read these? Okay.
I think Chris has one of them. Like literally one book. The chunk.
Helicopter Man pounds dinosaur billionaire.
Yeah, dude. These titles are wild.
Yup.
Yeah, I
Right.
think one of the books that I gave to Spunk Cannon was just butts on butts on butts.
Yep.
Mhm.
It was like buttception or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
thought
I saw
was
that
probably
one on
made
there.
up. I thought that's what made me think it was made up. Was that it was like butts on
The
butts on
title.
butts. I was like, Chris could have thought of that.
Yup.
But
Okay.
again, in the final days of pounding.
So we go through a long rest successfully, without incident, and uneventfully. Yeehaw. We're actually gonna take a super quick break, guys. We'll be right back. That one. All right. All right. We are in. Okay, so we just wrapped up a long rest. Elia will indicate to you that the rest of your journey to the peak should be no more than a half day. She does appear to be slightly better than she was the previous day. She's still like dark circles in the eyes, a little bit like generally kind of droopy, slow to react. But you can see that the wounds on her hands have healed and ever so slightly scarred. And she seems generally at least a bit better than yesterday.
This is good.
Is there anything? I can't remember. Did we discuss this last time? Would there be anything that greater restoration could do?
You tried that. It didn't seem to do anything.
I just wish I could make her feel better. I'll make another hero speech for practice. Are we likely to get there this day?
I had a hard time hearing you there, Corndog. Sorry.
Do we think it's likely that we are going to arrive at our destination?
Yes, Elia has told you that it should be about a half day's travel left.
Yeah. I'll hero's feast for us one more time. But we're gonna need to get some chalices again, so we'll have to go shopping.
All right. Is that I forget, is that a straight amount of healing or is that rolled? Or is it temporary hit points?
It's temporary hit points to your maximum for the day. Let me roll that again.
Oh, that's right. It's not temp HP. It is an actual increase to your maximum HP for the day.
For the day.
Yes. So temp HP can actually stack on top of this.
Nice.
Here's 11.
That was better than last time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my part.
I can't wait to waste this temp HP.
Don't do it. Be better.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't really want to fight Inferno. That was closer.
Elia will chime in. You may want to continue practicing that, or just default to the Inferno. As I'll remind you, any variation from his true name or the Inferno could be easily interpreted as disrespect.
That's right. No fuck around. Nick.
And she's gonna like side eye at Spunk.
I'm gonna.
It's not fair to just do it as fun. It's this whole group. I think maybe aside from Astronauts, I think they keep their shit together.
Imvaernarhro.
It's like Astor would keep her shit together. Heck, the player is just horrible at pronouncing it. So it's like, shit.
That was actually reading the spelling that you've sent us, so that was the best I can do.
I'll give you a little over the table breakdown of it. It's im as in imp without the p. Hair on your head. Hair. Varn, like the beginning of the word varnish, and then hero without the e.
Where does the hair come from? There's no H.
It's still pronounced.
Where's the phonetic spelling?
Okay.
I got it. It's in chat.
Imvaernarhro.
Hair,
Whoever
Varn,
did this
hero.
did not have people with lisps and things like that in mind. My speech won't allow this.
I always
Varn followed by har. Do you know how long it took me to learn my R sounds?
yeah. I'm convinced that
These goes.
they like threw letters into bags and just kind of grabbed handfuls and used those to create dragon
Just-
names.
Yeah,
Rabble
just
rules.
exactly. Just a bunch of Scrabble letters.
Yep.
Shake it up, takes them out.
What was the other one? Bananagrams.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Throw those at the table.
Okay. Anything else you want to do before the half day's journey that you have left? Okay. So I need survival checks from everybody, please. Remembering that Ulta's proficiency is doubled.
15.
Okay, so Juno, about halfway, like a couple hours in, you're just gonna get so like mind-numbingly bored that your gaze just starts to wander to try to find anything interesting to like see or talk about or anything, and all you've got is just super gusts of wind and like a little bit of vertigo when you look out because you're very high off the surface, or like I guess sea level now.
My big eyes can't handle this.
Yeah, so you get like distracted. Nothing dangerous happens because of it, but like everybody can tell that Juno is just kind of like wandering. Sometimes it gets a little too close to the ledge, sometimes like bumps into the wall.
I will gently guide her.
I'm so tired.
I know this has been really annoying without being able to fly or teleport to where we need to go immediately.
It's just my brain is
Alice,
bored. I'm
know.
so bored.
We've
Like
been on
sometimes
longer-
you're kind of like, you know, like
That's
like,
called an intrusive thought.
they're
Don't
leading.
let the intrusive thought win.
But what if it's the loudest thing going on right now?
Think of something louder, like the funniest joke you've ever heard.
Her like eyes kind of go blank as she goes through the Rolodex of the last 200 years of her life to try to recall the funniest joke she knows. She just goes on standby for a minute while she processes.
Great,
Also,
you have her
I'm-
thinking. Let's go.
P.S. I have a correction to the pronunciation of this name.
Oh.
Even I messed it up.
God damn it.
There. I got the second and third section, or second and fourth section mixed
I
up.
see.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna delete
True.
mine before we get confused.
Partway through walking, Spunk will start reading an expert of Chuck Tingle's Bury Your Gaze. He's like, don't worry, Juno, I will keep you awake and entertained. And he'll open the book. You know who the real villain is? I continue, strolling through the lobby and joining a line of other writers, directors, cinematographers. Unchecked capitalism and the desire for capitalistic systems to monetize other people's... And he's going to go on a complete tirade in whatever this book is by Chuck Tingle called Bury Your Gaze.
But also sounds very woke. And that makes me happy. Hell yeah, Chug Tingle. Hell yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to get to a point where the path just leads up to a rather, frankly, unimpressive platform, like very, very near the top of this mountain peak. Excuse me. There is one spire that juts out maybe 200 feet away from you. That is. That looks like a twin peak, but it's like an actually completed peak, where this is like a mesa. of sorts at the near the top of this mountain, and you will see a single like boulder that's been, it looks like it's been at least semi-intentionally fashioned into like a seat of sorts. Oddly enough, there's like nothing around you. It's just like a maybe 40-50 foot circular platform, this rock, and a human sorry, this is where things get fucky. To Ulta, we have to keep in mind this is to each of you in character, even though I have to describe it to each of you over the table. To Ulta, sitting on this boulder is going to be a human presenting man with like a really full thick beard that comes to like a clean cut, maybe down to his belly button, slicked back, salt and pepper beard and hair. His hair is slicked back, his beard is not, but like salt and pepper effect on both. He looks like maybe somewhere in the like 60 to 70 years old range. He's got this bright blood red robe with some of the most decorative embroidery that you've ever seen. A stark contrast from the robes you've seen on the Red Wizards, for example. But very ornate and obviously well cleaned and taken care of. Juno and Icarus, you are going to see an elven man sitting on this boulder with like bright white robes. They have like a 2-inch, I don't know what is it called, a trim? Like a 2-inch trim at every like outer seam, that is like a different, like an eggshell, like just an off-white variation enough to make it slightly colored differently. Same hair and beard description as with Ulta, but it's clearly an elven man. Aster, to you see a man whose form you have difficulty placing the race of. It almost looks like he's kind of amorphous, like his facial features kind of shift from one to another, ever so slightly, but enough that you can tell. Same hair, same beard, but his entire garb is that of like handcrafted leather and bark skin, and leaves very, very much like the angel that you saw, but like just a smidge shy of perfect. Whereas like the angels was like perfect form, this is like just a smidge shy of that. For all of you, he's sitting there, he's wielding a staff. For Ulta, you see like a very basic wooden staff. For you, Ulta, this would be someone that resembles someone who's a lot like your adoptive father. For Juno and Icarus, this would present as someone who's like the most revered and respected member of the Council of Elders. And Aster, for you, this would be something similar, where like the highest of the high person, that you be like recognizable to you out of your village. And for all of you, he's just sitting there, like hand on his staff, looking at you. Just a little bit of a scrunch in his eyebrows.
I feel like he wants us to bow with the respected, like demeanor kind of thing. And I'm gonna like do like I'm gonna try to do like a half bow, like polite gesture kind of thing, but like be a little awkward because I don't really know what I'm doing.
I will follow Elia's lead on whatever greeting is appropriate.
Okay, so she's just barely in front of you guys as you approach, and she'll see that you guys kind of hesitate, and walk up to the center of the platform that we're on. And she'll just put her hands at her sides, take a long, low bow, and as she's staring at the ground, without flinching a muscle, she will say in Draconic. Who understands Draconic? Just
Not
the two of you?
me.
Okay. She will say in Draconic, as you requested, sir. And then she'll stand
Insight
up.
check.
Ooh, insight check.
Oh, vibe
Okay.
check. Are we being betrayed right now? Are we being like given away? Like, what the fuckery? What do you mean, as requested, sir?
Okay.
I don't remember her bringing us here on someone's request outside her own. Insight check. Okay, here we go. 31.
Okay. So Juno would not. You might have a moment of like, wait a minute, but then you realize that she did impart to you guys that she arranged a deal with this guy to grant an audience to you under certain conditions, and now she's presenting that she's brought you here under the agreed upon conditions. You would not get the vibe that she's like betraying you or anything like that. She's just kind of verbally confirming, I did everything that you asked in order to make this happen.
Then I will settle up alongside my brother and make sure that we both go down to the appropriate depth of vow.
Is it just the two of them?
No,
No, also following the lead. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Spunk also speaks Draconic. So
Oh.
Ulta would assist or give like a arm in arm, you're coming with me, pal, sort of thing.
You have to do this.
Don't fuck it up. Oh man.
I would expect though once Spunk is fully like half folded into an appropriate downward dog, he farts or something inappropriate.
Yeah,
And then blames it on a loose cloaca.
seems on brand.
Clarinet? I don't know.
No, he's definitely gonna blame it on Icarus.
Nice. So this man continuing to sit is going to like look from Elia to you guys after you've done this, and just kind of like brush his nose and think to himself for a second. Names.
Aster of the Karu tribe.
I'm Juno, and this is my brother Icarus.
Ulta Cragmaw and Spunk Gifont Skirts Garbanzo Gorgonzola the 33rd, sir. Pointing at Spunk.
Is this one not able to speak for himself?
Yes. No. I can. Icarus. Just very flustered.
Spunk will say, "Oh no, I can speak for myself. I'm just worried I'm going to offend you. I was told not to do that."
Oh shit! I thought that was at me too.
It was.
We're a mess.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
it's to both of them, yeah, because
Yeah.
Ulta spoke for Spunk.
A wise decision. Now I have her side of this story, this request. I want to hear yours. Why are you here?
Okay, I guess I'll take lead on this one. That's over the table. I'm not sure how much more we can elaborate on what Elia has said as very brilliant person.
You will
Um,
use true names on my peak.
Fuck, what's her name, guy?
You have it written down. Let me look.
It's-
let me look.
it's-
It's button down.
Otari Leocarnos.
Okay. Insert that.
We can
I
hand wave
feel-
that and say you say it if you want to do
Okay,
that.
yeah, because it's like, dude, I didn't even think about true names. I'll be honest. It's
I've got-
like
I've
we've
got the
just
chart
called
up
her
if you-
that.
And they're not in the
Okay.
handouts anymore.
I've got the chart. It's
Fuck. It's like it's in my notebook somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, but I know it's in my notes somewhere.
I have a dragon names.
Okay. We hand wave that.
Yeah. It's more just a matter of how your character responds. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't get the
yeah.
name right over the table, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's like fuck, I don't know. Formalities. But to start at hopefully the same page, we are here to request your help in the battle against the Queen of Dragons.
We've been told you're the last who may be able to help us with some matters we've learned of the coming events.
And how exactly would you request I help?
Can I over the table ask a question? So
Yeah.
we talked about two different plans. I don't remember what we landed on because we were told he was the only one who could guide us through hell, but he'd still be helpful if we didn't go to hell. Did we
So
actually...
here's the fork. Here's the official fork, where you guys decided you were not going to do that. And when we finish the campaign and come back to Let's Go to Hell, this is where you make that request.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the point. You're not going to do that, but you did, just to make sure we're all in the same place. You had two things in mind for this guy. One was to actually ask him to help in some way your side of this conflict, and the second thing was Spunk is looking for a dragon that has been confirmed to exist that could willingly give him its dragon soul so that he can be a Power Ranger too. And this guy was to be like a guide on, like, point you in the direction to find that. So it sounds like you're starting with the "Can you help us in the campaign?" request.
The first of a few things would be that you are the last powerful being that we could request aid from at this point in the coming battle at the well. And second, we seek your knowledge of this area and of many other things.
Okay, I need a persuasion check from Icarus.
Would you consider this diplomatic?
Oh yeah.
Would it... My channel divinity is like bonus to diplomatic conversations. Would that be like suspicious to like invoke or something? Or would that just be like a normal thing?
Is it something that just passively happens, or do you have to like activate a channel divinity to use it?
Yeah, 'cause that's what it sounds like to me. But
I think I have to activate it.
yeah.
Let me read it really quick. As a bonus action, you grant yourself +5 to charisma persuasion. Nope, that's not it. That's the other one. Oh yeah, as a bonus action, +5 to charisma persuasion checks. But there was something that said just diplomatic checks.
You can
Pick your
control
features and
F.
traits.
Yeah, go to your features and traits
They might
tab
have
and just like
changed the
control
wording.
F.
It looks like
Diplo.
they changed the wording on it because I used to remember. I remember. Yeah, they changed the wording. So it used to be a +10 to anything diplomatic. Now it's a +5 to persuasion. So
Okay, but it's so you have to use a bonus action to do it?
yeah.
Okay. So Icarus in character would recall that that would be risky at best,
Yeah.
given the instructions you've received so far on how to
Absolutely.
interact with this guy.
Yeah, I'm not planning to do that after thinking about that, but I will make a check.
I'm gonna say any persuasion checks I ask for are going to be with advantage because you are collectively, even if only one of you's talking at a time, this is a collective
Mhm.
effort. So
Don't forget, you also have a D12 that you can add.
I'm gonna add a D12 because that was
you have
lower.
2 d12s.
I mean, do they stack?
You can use one or both of them whenever you want. Yeah.
Okay, I got a 24.
Okay. You say I am the last powerful being that you can think to request the aid of. And yet knowing, presumably, how dangerous interacting with me at all could be, you still show up here and make that request. This tells me you are unsure of your odds. Tell me, how is it in my interest to join your side versus the other side versus none at all? And all of this is directed at the group, not meant to make one person carry the conversation. Anybody can chime in as you see fit.
Looking for benefits. None of us seek to have power or dominion or lordship over you or any dragons, or really any people. It just sounds kind of awful and like taking away people's right to choose and decide what they want to do with their lives. Sorry, tangent. But I think you'll find that with the other side, they're seeking dominion, not just over other dragons, but over all of Faerun. They're not settling for
Partnership.
just titles or partnership. Like, they've destroyed entire towns, entire homes, entire communities, and while you're strong enough to fend off one dragon, and probably many dragons, they have no interest in sharing this world with anyone.
Sorry, 1 second, guys.
Hello.
I live like a mile away from the airport here, and they a couple nights a week they do fighter jet drills out of the airport.
Ooh.
There's a military training here too, so
Oh shit.
it gets real loud. When you hit the point of saying you could fend off one dragon, and you kind of saved it by saying, "Oh, and I'm sure many," he, like, when you said one, he kind of like raised one eyebrow while squinting at you at the same time. You could tell that you like.
Well, yeah, I
hit
think
a
he's
little
more
bit of a
like
nerve.
Juno actively thinks this dragon is more powerful than them.
Yeah.
Especially like one-on-one, and they've taken on dragons. Like,
Yes.
this, like, we as a group have done a lot of shit, and so she
No.
knows this dragon is like way stronger than us.
Yeah, and I think Astra would add to that as well. Unfortunately, from our experience, it's not just dragons. It is also the undying. It is quite literally an unending force.
We've met many dragons who were once great that are now just puppets.
As well, you have your own area, your own domain, your own power. Under the Queen, I doubt anyone will have any freedom.
He's gonna stand up and start walking toward you guys. What I'm hearing is that you believe this invasion would lead to an incursion of many dragons and tiny people who would not want to share. It sounds an awful lot like a threat to my domain. I fully believe that I could maintain dominion over what is mine. And he's going to generally like gesture around outward toward the mountains and the forest beneath. Who is to say that I could not be, if not have already been offered, remaining dominion over what is mine? And if so, why do I care what happens with other dragons and the undying and the places I do not care about.
Your star mount is beautiful. It's a rarity among the world. But what would it be if there was no other world to compare it to?
So now this is apocalyptic to the point that the world around us no longer exists.
The balance would be off. We don't know exactly what her intent is.
For this one, let's have Aster make a persuasion check.
Still at advantage.
Yes.
Right. Correct. Okay, great. Because I don't have. I'll take that 19. Oh, do I want to add a d12 to it though? Yeah, I'm gonna add a d12 to it.
Okay.
I'm scared. Ooh, a 6. That's a 25.
Okay. I must admit, I am still torn. On one hand, I could have personally a vested interest in serving the Queen. She would be quite literally the only being in existence that I'd consider it for. On another hand, serving anyone sickens me. The very idea itself angers me, even if it would be for the Queen herself. And yet, on a third, why would it not be in my best interest to stay here, do nothing? Why endanger myself for one side or the other to any degree? Why should I not just stay neutral and live in the neutral to good graces of whatever side comes on top? If anything, if I were to serve one side, it would be the side that I believe to be the strongest before I would even join.
For one, if you choose neutrality, she will see that as not taking her side. I can't speak for everyone, but I would not wish to choose it that way, although, of course, I wish that to not be your choice. But think of it this way, to answer your first point. The Queen comes viewing you as a higher power, but a lesser than her, and offers you a trade, an exchange, a deal. We come knowing you are greater than us, begging for your assistance to keep the peace.
Regardless of outcome, the winning side is going to remember if you don't take a side.
And regardless of winning or losing, your neutrality would put you in position with the oppressor. Like, you're choosing to allow violence to happen to those in your realm that you could secure. You're choosing to let terrible things happen and do nothing.
I also do corroborate my friend Icarus's point of where we believe the Queen is coming from in this regard. I also am unsure if she would stick to her word by the end of this. Is there any way that we could ensure that our word is stuck to with our offer?
Juno, persuasion check. Okay.
Can I also add that Juno is like really intently looking at this because, like,
You're-
yes, this is a great and powerful dragon, but the people that are in front of them are people like beseeching them for help, and they're still like, convince me, and like, she doesn't have time for that. Like, she shouldn't have to. I think the like outward energy she's giving is, I shouldn't have to convince you to care about the world.
Okay.
Like, that is something that people should automatically do. So she's like perplexed at the lack of empathy or morality or dignity.
Okay. So did you say you faded out a little bit at the beginning of that? Did you say you wanted to like make a check of some kind, or you just clarifying that that's your demeanor?
I think that's clarifying Juno's demeanor, and like, she's not trying to be like concealed about it.
Okay.
Like, as we're talking with him, I do, like, it's not like I'm trying to, Courtney, I'm trying to be like, how many successes do we need? Because he just like went back and forth when he was talking with himself of like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do this. Like, are we talking to a wall? Like, is there any receptiveness?
You can make an insight check.
Because if we're just wasting our time. 32.
So you were told very explicitly that this dragon would be at best very difficult to convince. So his demeanor so
Why is
far.
it so hard to get people to care about others?
Yep, it's you can tell
Because this
that
is a red
on brand.
dragon.
Yeah, you can tell it's on brand for what you've been told so far. But you can tell, even though he is naturally pretty all right at hiding immediate reaction, you can tell that he's like honestly considering your collective request. But even if I'm not presenting it well over the table, I'm going to say in character, Juno would understand, despite her frustration, that he is genuinely, perhaps swayable, but genuinely like torn between the what ifs. And he just hasn't taken a stance yet. But he is seriously considering what you all have to say. So he's going to respond. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. Sorry. You must believe me when I tell you these choices before me come with weight. The literal weight of a mountain. The literal weight of everything that I have accumulated for myself in my eons of lifetime. My own self-preservation has been my doing and my doing alone. I do not take a side in such a conflict lightly, by any means, despite your frustrations about my seeming lack of empathy. Perhaps, if nothing else, I default to what I said before. If I choose a side, why not choose the one I believe to be the strongest? And why should that be yours?
How can we prove ourselves to you? What would you deem fit? We didn't choose this role like the choice that you have before you. We were forced into it by what had been plagued upon our realm by Tiamat. Not all of us have a choice, and you do. But tell us then, what can we do to prove ourselves?
You can tell me of your plans. You can tell me of who else has joined your cause. You can tell me of whom and what you have done to weaken your nemesis. You could tell me anything that is beyond this. Please help us. We're in trouble.
Do I get a sense that he can like see our like dragon souls, or like we would have to reveal them to him? Like from previous experiences and stuff, maybe.
You can make a perception check.
I will make a perception check, and if not, I will. Perception. Do I have advantage?
If you're a pallet elf now, yes.
Oh yeah.
It's what you can see with your eyes.
30.
Okay. You have, I think, one other time you have encountered a dragon that was able to sense that one or some of you had dragon souls. And if I recall this correctly, that would have been when you encountered the emerald great worm in the blighted forest where Aster got hers.
Yup.
So you'd get a sense that he probably could, but he's not giving you any sort of like visual sign that he has.
Okay. I'm gonna say then, I believe you may already know this, but 4 of us carry the souls of dragons who have allied themselves with our cause and deemed it worthy. It is not lightly that we carry this power or these alliances, and that is why we come to you. That is with those dragons that we've met before who have trusted us to come to you.
Stop fighting! Sorry. Sorry. I thought I was muted. They scared me so much. Along with that, we also do have allies that are outside of our bodies.
True.
We've worked with members of the Council of Dragons. We work with the Council of Waterdeep and have their full support. The Druids are lending us their support. The Elves are lending us their support as well.
The Giants.
The Giants have also joined. And regular people that we've met along the way who had their entire worlds upended have still decided to join our cause, or at least leave theirs in some instances.
And the
We've encountered them.
Don't also the non-betrayer wizards of they, because like the past leader has allied herself with us.
We've also destroyed masks of dragons that were being used to control dragons without their will.
One more persuasion check from anyone. Party's choice.
I technically have a +12 if anyone wants me to do it.
Yeah, do it and do it right.
Yeah, like I'm scared to use a +1 again.
All right, I got a 26 without my D12. Do you think I need it?
Just do it.
Okay, it's like I feel good about that, but do you?
Extra good. My heart is nervous.
38. I rolled.
Hell yeah, son of a bitch!
Sheesh.
Okay.
I show a little skin.
A little ankle.
He is going to sort of quickly turn his head at the first person that mentioned you'd been given dragon souls. This will be the first time that he like has any inkling of like a surprise reaction to anything you have to say, and hears you out for the rest of what you guys are saying. He's going to hold out a hand toward you guys and like his fingers are outstretched, and he just does this.
I go to hold it. Oh shoot!
No.
And everyone except Spunk is gonna feel like a little bit of a warmth in like the middle of your sternum, and you can see in each other there's like a little bit of a glow in the color that matches the soul that each of you possesses. So it is true then. Not only have some others learned how to do this, but they've decided to bestow these on you. I wonder why. I compel you to show me. He's gonna snap his fingers, and underneath your feet, like all five of your the outlines around your feet burst into flame, and the flame goes like it's like a controlled burn of like cotton or like pollen, like we were talking about earlier. It spreads out from your feet like just a quick burn going across the entire platform, and you can see around you like the entire space around you was just made of paper. There are spots that start to turn brown and black and then burn away, as if there was just a veil around everything you had thought you'd seen. And you find yourselves in a humongous room of stone and soot and ash. Walls go up as far as you can see into darkness, and there's a giant, like a volcanic opening at one end of the room. We're gonna roll initiative when we get back from another quick break.
Uh-oh.
Is he test of strengthening us? Oh my god.
Right.
If it's possible.
Maybe. You don't necessarily know. Anyway, we're back. And I'm going to move you guys here.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Okay.
Hey yo.
I'm going to do this a little differently. Yeah. Okay, we have rolled initiative. What are our numbers? Ulta. Oops. 7, 4. Icarus.
Oh, I didn't roll yet. Oh my god. Were we supposed to
Aster.
do that? I'm good at listening.
No, I didn't. I said we were going to roll when we got back, and some people just decided to do it behind the scenes.
Did I roll again? I rolled because heck rolled, and it made a beep sound in my brain, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do that.
It's all right. You will notice that Elia is not among you.
Cheater.
He's
Okay.
taking us into the shadow realm like Pegasus and
Are we going to pilot Spunk, or is he going to be omnisciently here?
Chrissy's got it. He rolled a 27.
Chris did give me permission to pilot Spunk, I believe, in the Discord, so...
He
Yep.
did. I'm more leaving it to you guys. Do you want to actually pilot a second character, or opt out and just stick to the 4? I will adjust things
you can
over here
do
depending
it.
on
I
the.
believe in you, Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy the wizard.
I've never played a wizard before, so let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So
I've
then I
been
just
playing
need
D&D
Spunk's
for
roll.
20 years. Time to start something
Good.
new.
No way. No, thank you.
So what you have to know. Oh,
Jesus, his whole name
are
is
they like
actually on it.
attacking us now suddenly?
What's that?
They're like attacking us now?
He said, "Show me," as in like, show me this power. Show me your
Show
strength.
me what you got.
Yeah. Okay. So before you is this gigantic dragon, easily the biggest that you've ever seen. And he's got this like red glow just like pulsing from underneath his scales, and this kind of like 2 rings of a red and gray wind like circling around his body, and he is clearly coming at you guys. Spunk goes first.
Just trying to figure out what Spunk would do. I was hoping this fucking guy would go first. So you guys will hear in Spunk's voice a bunch of grumbling, a bunch of pissed off confusion. Let's come over here to this one. And he's gonna be like, so are we like fighting this big motherfucker? And guess.
Oh, I'm gonna give you control of his token real quick too.
Oh, check. Oh my god, there's a lot of spells
Mm-hmm.
here.
Does he have like any defensive ones that aren't like pro-attacky right away?
Yeah, yes. I was just reading. He is going to just quickly cast Shield. Out of confusion. Oh, just kidding. Here we go. Yeah. That's it. Just mostly because he's been silent this whole time. Or, I'm sorry, I think Spunk uses it pronouns.
Yes.
It's been silent this whole time to try to avoid this from happening. So now he's very confused as to why it's happening, and is taking a card from Ulta and looking at everyone in a lot of confusion. So that's what he's gonna do right now while I read this character sheet.
Okay. Aster.
Oh, okay. I'm next. Oh, do I wanna do something funky again? I kinda do. Now that we're 19th level and I can be a problem every combat, I just kinda want to. It's just fun. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna use my movement first before I do this though. The question is, where do I want to go? I'm gonna go. How far can I go this way? Yeah, we're gonna go that way. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and then gonna, I may as well use my bonus action shifter trait. We're gonna do that next. So it just gives me some good temp HP, which is nice. Oh man, it gives me 22 temp HP. That's
Nice.
That's a lot. Okay. Cool. And then with my action, I'm gonna cast Shape Change again. And this time, I want to become a dragon turtle.
Nice.
Make me a gargantuan turtle.
Hell yeah. What is gargantuan? 4 squares?
I don't even know.
4 squares.
It's like, it's big.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Aster is Lorge.
I am Lorge, and that is literally all I can do this turn. But I am big turtle.
All right. All of the furnace fires that you see around you on the map are going to flare up and just shoot these like pillars of fire up into the non-existent sky above you, with a roar of this dragon. And you'll see after like a second that all, what is it, 8 of them? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nope, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. All 12 pillars will converge into like one tornado swirling around this dragon. And when
the hat tricks, this is so bad.
Yeah, so when the tornado starts to clear, you'll see those smoky circles of wind turn into active flames. This is a layer action you can see is empowering the red great worm. Oops, I said it. Great worm. Then we get to Juno.
Great.
He's got a great worm, if you know what I mean.
Show you my grape work.
Wait, grape? Did you say grape?
I said grape. To be fair, I'm drinking.
Why is it purple?
Grape. Right.
Oh my god. No, not the crazy.
Oh no, not
What
that.
do we do? Oh,
grape
okay.
like faux Kool-Aid, like the Neo water.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's the
I'm
crazy
drinking
thing
purple
to be
drink.
doing.
Let me live. I am going to have, for my bonus action, a dark billowy aura comes out of my body, only for me to sparkle like the moon in my Sailor Moon transformation that I've yet to do in scary situations like this.
Nice.
So I will Sailor Moon my way into the center of my own little orby circle of protection for those that I care about. So like the moon in the dark late sky.
Excellent. That's your action, I believe.
Yes. Because he said, like, show me, and I'm like, this is it. But also, I'm scared shitless that you're about to attack us, so I want to give my friends half cover.
Okay.
And let me see, that makes... big. Let me select the circle I just drew, roll 20. So like that. And that's my aura. So when you end your turn in this space, or in this thingy, you get this many temporary days. Roll, please. Is it rolling? I don't think it's rolling. I can't hear it. You get 25 temporary hit points.
Nice. So remember that 25 is truly temporary hit points. The increase from Hero's Feast was an increase to your maximum hit points, so they do add up together. Or they do stack, is the better wording for that. Okay.
Dragon Soul.
Anything else for Juno?
Is this enough? Is he calming down? Does this make him more upset? Is he like, okay, they're the real deal?
He is genuinely intrigued. You can tell that he took his general focus to you when you transformed.
Good. I need to
Okay.
write a theme song that plays.
Hell yeah. Little sound bite for everybody when they transform.
Yeah.
Okay. This dragon is going to fly straight over to here. Does anything happen from touching this aura that you have, Juno?
Nothing happens to it. Just my allies have half cover. Well, I give them like half cover protection essentially through my magical aura.
Okay.
Don't hit me and my friends, please.
He is going to have a flash of fiery red in his eyes and do the classic rear back as I'm cracking a beer. He's going to rear back his head and roar at the four of you here
No.
with a
God damn it.
fiery breath attack. I need you all to make a dex save.
I just gave us those temporary hit points.
Everyone is +5 on saves from me. Everyone within 10 feet, that is. So that should be everyone but Spunk.
You guys, I mean, you guys are in default spots. I'm going to say that you all could have been close enough together for anybody
Okay.
that hasn't moved, which is only Astra at this point.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Well-
I was gonna draw his attention because I'm big.
I have a new computer from when you first sent my crystal form, and I just re-downloaded it and tried to open it from our files, and it's all in another language script that I cannot read.
What?
Oh, do you not have Word on this computer?
I do not.
Let me see
Oh.
if I can get screenshots of it and send it to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I didn't realize what happened, and I was like, oh, it opened in Notepad on my past computer when I didn't have Word, and then I did not open on Notepad.
Actually, try this first. Instead of just double clicking to open it, right click and select Open With and select Word Pad. And
Mine
see if that does it for you.
Notepad and did not work.
Not Notepad, Word Pad.
Okay, let
It's
me
a
look.
different software.
Open with. Choose another app.
Open it in Google Drive.
Yeah.
Oh, I can probably upload it to Google Drive and then open it.
And then open it. Or at least in a preview.
Okay. I have not done much normal stuff other than gaming on this computer yet, so. Oh, I
You
might
need
be.
me to teach you how to save a PDF?
No, I can just open it on my laptop, which you guys are on, instead of this PC I've been using for Roll20. I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, you could do that because there's nothing to send
Yeah,
to the
and
VTT anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, while you're doing that, our dex saves are, this is +5 for all of you. So Ult is a 27, Spunk is a no, Icarus is a 33. Juno's a no. Ulta. Oh, was that to add to your deck save, Ulta? At 6.
It was to add to Spunk's.
Okay. That'll still not save. Juno. With that 5, that will still not save. Okay, so it looks like Ulta and Icarus save. The other two do not. So you'll take half damage for those of you that saved. 80 fire damage.
What did you say to me?
8-0.
8-0.
Who takes 80?
Really quickly, so I'm gonna do 80 to Spunk, and then half to Ulta, is what you're saying?
Yes. And I implore all of you to be really in tune with your whole character sheet, especially any like resistances, advantages, etc. that you have.
So Spunk takes the whole 80. I'll take that for him.
You take that for him how?
With my Aura of the Guardian. When a creature within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to magically take it instead.
Nice. That'll be in addition to the 40 that you've already taken.
Yeah.
That'd be 120 for you? How many hit points you got?
I'm at about half health.
Oh my god, you have a lot of health. Like that would almost
Oh,
completely
what?
take
This
me
is
out.
bullshit.
Icarus the tank, all
What
right.
the fuck?
As a reaction, Ulta will also, you will see her disappear into a swarm of kingfisher birds, show up over here, and she now has resistance against fire damage.
Fire? Yeah.
Okay. That'll be it for the dragon's turn. It is Icarus next.
Okay. I am going to. Did you just move away from me, Ulta? Okay. Then
Yeah, she did.
Ulta, would you mind a power up, or would you prefer I do it on myself?
As she is disappearing past you in a swarm of birds, she will say, if you're gonna die, do it for yourself, because that was a lot that you just dealt with as she's now on the other side of you.
Okay.
So what she's basically saying is like, yeah, I'll take it, but like, that was a lot that she just watched you take. So like, if you're not doing great, maybe help yourself.
I think I'm gonna cast it on you. I'm gonna cast Hero of Fable. So you have advantage on all ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. And creatures that attack you have disadvantage. Wait. At the same time, creatures that attack your target or that make a saving throw against a spell or have advantage on their roll. That sounds like good and bad. Wait. I'm confused now. Okay, I'm gonna ping this. Someone else read this because I feel like I'm. Oh, it didn't ping the whole thing. What the hell?
You gotta do the display, or not display, whatever it is, BT.
Cast? No. I clicked display on VTT, but it didn't work.
It's the other one. Then.
Hero of Fable?
Yeah.
Why am I not finding it?
I don't know. At the same time, creatures that attack your target or that make saving throws against a spell or effect originating from your target have advantage. So it sounds like you have advantage on everything, but then the enemy also
They
does.
have advantage on you.
Which I don't think that's worth doing. Actually, never mind. I don't wanna hurt you. So
Yeah, if your target is unwilling, it must succeed on a charisma saving throw to avoid the effects.
Oh,
This
yeah.
seems bad.
At the first, when I first did it, I thought they had disadvantage to hit you as well, and that's why I was like, sick.
Yeah, think of it like it's kind of in a way comparable to raging
Last hand.
for a
yeah,
barbarian.
it makes me
like,
think of reckless attack.
Yeah, like reckless attack. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like you make yourself stronger, but you also make you make yourself more offensively stronger at the sacrifice of defensively weaker.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't.
It's like you also don't have resistance to whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm gonna summon an angel. I'll say like back here.
Okay.
Wait, let me ping. Right here, I'm gonna summon an angel. With summon celestial.
Nice.
Creature is an ally to me. It takes its turn immediately after mine, and it obeys my verbal commands. Okay, so I'm going to stay in my sister's circle for the health, but I'm moved back a little bit.
Something I just read in my notes. We did buy potions of fire resistance.
How many did we have?
We got one for each of them.
Okay, then
Even though I have fire resistance already, I don't know why we did that.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to drink my fire resistance.
I think it was so like if you needed to give it to someone.
Maybe.
That's why I gave maybe we didn't have 3 of them. Because we did have 1 potion of superior healing for each of us. To administer to someone else. Should they need it, or to drink yourself.
Yeah, and as a reminder, my rules for potions are bonus action to use one for yourself, action to administer to someone else.
Okay, I'm gonna drink mine with my bonus action. I'm gonna mark it out of my inventory now because I do see it in my inventory.
Okay.
So that's my action, my bonus action, and my movement. And then at the end of my turn, since I'm below half health, I automatically heal. Or where is it? 1d6 plus 9. 1, so that would be 10 health. And the temp HP from your circle, what is that?
Juno?
It was 11. Or from my thingy, 25.
25, okay. Cool. Perfect.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the circles of flame swirling around him are going to break off, and you can hear as if like a glass rod is shattering on concrete each time a spear gets created out of flame 6 times from these 2 rings. And he just like flicks his gaze over to Aster and gives like a hand wave with his front paw. All 6 of them will fly at you, Aster. That is not what I was looking at. There we go. It automatically hits you, each one.
Okay.
Ugh. Did I seriously hit 3 maximums?
2
Whoa.
minimums, maybe. Or at least there's some ones there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so all of that
Okay.
in fire damage.
Let me. Oh, that's halved then, because dragon turtles are resistant to fire.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna add these with a calculator because this is gonna be annoying.
Ooh, I have a correction, and I will share this afterward if you want me to prove it, but it is actually force damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That'll bring us to, is it your angel's turn now, Icarus?
Oh, yeah, sorry. My angel will take, I believe it is a bow attack. Just like his father. Radiant bow, range attack plus your spell attack. So that is 1d20 plus 11. That's only a 15 to hit.
That will not hit.
Useless. Okay, but it has a number of attacks equal to half the spell's level round down, so that it has a second attack. So I will try again. Natural 20. For 30.
Yeah, crit, baby.
So 2d6 plus 2 plus the spell's level. So, do I roll 4d6 then?
You're going to, so we do maximum possible damage,
Okay.
including your modifiers, and then add to that your damage rolls, but we do not add the modifiers again.
A 7 plus 12 is 19 plus the modifiers would be 19 plus 2 is 21 plus spells level is 26 radiant damage.
Total of 26?
20, yeah, total of 26 radiant damage from the one attack.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll be its turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to Ulta.
Yeah. Okay. She is going to question Chrissy above the table have our soul stones gained XP? Question mark. I don't know how to say it. But has anything changed about this since I got it? Because I haven't updated it in a while and I want to make sure I'm saying the right things. Me as the player.
What you have should say that your dragon soul level is 3.
Okay, check. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, good. Okay, Kate. Yeah, she's gonna, like, you know, tap on her chest and be like, hello, are you there? It's been a while. And she's gonna use her action to, like, summon the soul stone. Since that's kind of, she's taking, like, or at least her perception is he kind of has asked to see that part of them.
Mm-hmm.
What she will do from here then, oh no, that's her whole action. Her bonus action, she will is that, no, I can't do that either. Let's see. Can I Zephyr Strike on this then? No, because I can't attack with I can't do an attack. Never mind, just kidding. Yeah. Okay, so she's not gonna do anything, that's all she's gonna do, because none of her bonus actions will be helpful in this juncture.
Okay.
But she will pull a sword out and just be prepared for whatever happens next.
Okay. That's going to bring us back to Spunk. Sorry, Chrissy.
I'm only like a quarter of the way through reading all these goddamn spells.
Yeah. So I will say this. Today's going to be a little bit shorter session than normal because, spoiler alert, because of the other things that you wanted to do with this guy, Spunk's involvement is important. And I don't want to do that without Chris. It's one of my rules. Characters don't die without the player here, and important things for the character don't happen without the player here. So we're going to go through one more full round of combat and then call it a night. So you just do like one big thing with Spunk, and then we know we'll be able to leave it to Chris next time.
I've never casted Fireball in my life.
Do it.
So I'll do that at...
Wait, but he's fire.
Wait,
So?
why is...
He might be immune to fire damage.
Okay, just kidding. Maybe not that.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Let it be radiant fire magic. Let it be radiant.
Yeah, man.
I think he can change the type of damage as his wizard class.
Actually, I do think.
Because he's that one weird type, right?
I feel like I've seen him do it before, but I don't know.
Yeah, he did a thunder fireball once.
Let's take a quick peek.
Ah, shit. Features and traits. Here I go.
More reading.
I
Criminy.
shouldn't just Google Spunk.
Don't
No,
do that.
don't Google that.
Wrong spunk.
Let's see. I'm not a smart reader. I like smut, not smart things like this. Telekinetic. Water dependency. No. Sculpt spells. You choose. Oh no, never mind. Beep, beep. I assumed that would be. No, it's just about the chosen creatures automatically succeed on saving throws.
Oh, I see. Oh wait, no, never mind. Overchannel does ignore resistance and immunity, but I don't believe it applies to the rest of the damage.
Yeah, guess whatever you want.
Alright, well, Chrissy the player had just never casted Fireball in her life, so I just got excited about that. To be fair, I do believe that if Spunk were standing there, he would say something very quippy and smart, and, you know, maybe do like a magic missile or two or something. Like, I think Ulta and Spunk's perception at this point is similar in the space of like, I thought we were coming here to talk to this fucking guy, so why are we now fighting him? So he's gonna throw like a spell, but it probably would have been more of like a defensive thing, but I don't know his character sheet well enough to do that.
I'd say do time stop, but then you have to do 3 more turns.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. You could do Sunbeam, because that's a big blast, but it's radiant.
True.
Sure. Let's
And
do that
there's
one.
potential that he could be blinded. It'd be helpful for the rest of
So,
us.
we'll do Sunbeam at 6th level, because that's where I see it. I don't see it anywhere else.
Okay.
And in true Spunk fashion, he will open his mouth wide to the sky, let out a really noxious belch of some type, and into the sky shoot a beam of, you know, apparently very strong light.
Okay.
So it's a DC 21 Constitution save.
Constitution save. Oh.
Does he have big, beefy constitution?
Not
Probably.
advantage.
Oh,
Not advantage. I
let's
misrolled that. It's a 22.
Jesus.
Can
Okay.
Spunk use one of his D12s to minus that from it?
No. Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Yeah, where's a bard when you need one?
Right?
I know, we need cutting words.
D1.
On a failed save, on a successful save, it takes half as much, so 6d8, guys. So I guess half of that.
So 12 radiant damage.
And for the duration, a mote of brilliant radiance shines from whatever area of choosing. It says hand, and I'm going to choose butthole for Spunk.
So its
and
butthole's
it-
glowing?
His butthole's glowing, and
Yeah,
it sheds
disco
bright,
anus.
No, he's a little firefly now.
and it sheds bright light in the 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30.
Oh, man.
But I'm making a dark bubble. Stop.
We had the best of both worlds here.
There you go. All right. Anything else for Spunk?
Spunk,
He'll
the yin to my yang.
I don't. Again, yeah, like character autonomy, but I feel like every combat, Spunk has attempted to hide in some way or get out of range of whatever is happening. How high are ceilings? What is movement looking like? Like, I'm trying to find somewhere that he would stick himself to a wall, even with his asshole lit up.
So, given the angle, the squares are weird. So, Spunk is halfway between to the right and to the left walls. The walls are exactly where they look. I'm pinging one right now. On the left, okay?
Sure.
The ceiling is not visible to any of you. The walls look like they go up into just blackness. So those walls to the east and west are your immediate reprieves, but these fires are like, they're in stone structures that are like 2 feet tall. So with Spunk's size, he could potentially hide, you know, beside one of those.
Magic, are the ceilings more than 300 feet in the air?
Yes.
Because everyone technically, aside from Heck, has visibility.
Yes.
What happened with my oral?
Yeah, nobody is able to see if there is a ceiling.
Oh,
And that would be like obvious to you guys to clarify that if one exists, it is higher than that. Yeah.
we're in the bottom of our looking.
That's okay. Like, I'll settle for 120 feet dark vision right now. This is a fucking dragon turtle.
Yup.
I don't think I would need that much more.
Okay, so you moved Spunk. I see him.
I was just gonna ask, I moved him while we were talking because I do feel that Spunk would stick themselves to somewhere so that they could sling spells from wherever they were posted up. But that being said, is this thing like on fire? I would not stick Spunk to something that is like on fire actively either.
No, good
I can't
question.
quite tell with this.
No,
It's-
don't try out the frog.
It's like I called it. I don't know what to call this. It's like a pour. I guess
geyser
it's like a stone pour where like rock has melted upward from these geysers being so hot. So it's not like bricks that were laid out in a little fireplace, but it's like the ground has spewed up and cooled off enough that it creates like a little crater. So it is cool enough on the outside he wouldn't hurt from sticking to it. It's just that fire is spewing out of the hole itself. He won't get hurt by sticking to it. There's the long and short of it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I'm caught between like answering your question and like wanting to convey the imagery of what's going on here. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I think that that's what Spunk will do. And then he will again shout to everybody, I'm confused why this is happening. I'm going to end up being very disrespectful to this motherfucker.
All right,
That's all.
Aster.
Okay, here we go. I'm getting up there. We're gonna get up close and personal. And we're gonna start fighting.
Hell yeah.
I needed to, I guess, roll manual dice, which is kind of
Oh,
annoying.
Spunk
but,
got 21 hit point thingies.
like you.
25,
you know
20,
how to-
21.
Okay.
Temp HP.
Yeah, okay. I can make 3 attacks. 1 with my bite and 2 with my claw. So we're gonna start with the bite first. Oh my god, it has a reach of 15 feet? That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, this is a snapping turtle, actually.
Oh, and you know what?
No, Nick.
I'm gonna send you something, Heck, because
Okay.
I feel like this is fair. Peek behind the curtains. The way I do dragons in this campaign has been a hybrid of the existing stat blocks plus a set template of suggestions from Fizzbands for
Ooh.
spells that they have. So I'm going to find what dragon turtles have for spell options and give that to you.
Cool. I didn't realize this new dice roller doesn't let you do stuff without the advanced roller. So that's technically a 24.
24 does hit.
Okay, great. That is... No. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Oh, there's the advanced roller. This new UI is so strange. Okay. Ignore me doing dumb things.
Is it
Okay, there
is
we
it
go.
an adult, ancient, or young dragon turtle?
I just chose the basic dragon turtle stat block. That's a CR 17, and I could not tell you.
Okay, I believe that's an adult.
Probably.
I'll send you a message.
Okay, great.
You can cast Disintegrate. Yeah.
Can you imagine? That'd be amazing. Okay, so bite does 23 piercing damage.
$23 piercing damage.
Uh-huh. And then my 2 claw attacks. We'll start with the first one. So that's a reach of 10. Man, this thing is huge. That's a 30 to hit. Let's go.
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
And then let's just do the second one because that's still the same thing. All right, 27. Jesus.
Also hits.
Okay.
Nice.
And then that is 2d8 plus 7 each. One, and then another 12 on that.
And that's all
Slashing damage.
slashing damage. Okay. Kaiju battle.
Ah. Crunch.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. The Inferno roars again, and this time you'll see, instead of all of the little geysers around the room, you'll see the big pit in the back of the room flare up and like splash out a glob of lava onto the dragon itself, and it's just gonna like splat on him and look like it starts just dripping out, but instead of dripping off of him, it's going to like run quickly along his limbs, all the way up to like his claws, the nails, and the tip of his tail and his snout. This looks like it's creating a sort of armor. Juno, your turn.
Cool vibes. Me and my aura are gonna fly up over here, and as we go past this some bitch, I'm going to attack them twice with my sword, and if I hit things, I can't move my circle anymore. So it comes with me.
Oh yeah, these objects that get drawn are always finicky.
I don't know how to.
Here, let's do this. Let's get rid of the circle and make it
Give
an
you an
aura.
aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking sick!
Yo.
Oh shit.
Can I use my? Do I need to add my D12 to the first attack to hit?
You would not. You have to do that. You have to choose to add those before you know the result, unless your ability says you can know the result first.
Fine, 31 and a 35.
Okay. Now I will say yes, you would have needed it. Hang on. This aura. Let's get this taken care of. Okay. What's the radius?
Coming off of me, it's 30-foot radius.
Okay. What color do you want it to be? Generically.
Pale white.
A pale
Purple.
white. Purple?
Pale white.
Pale white.
Spunk his purple claim. I'm not gonna try to touch it.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so here what just happened? We did the sword?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then so for the first attack, it did 25 damage.
Nice. And the second one being a
The
crit
second
is going to
attack,
be
it
max
did-
plus what you roll.
Okay, max plus 20. Math is so hard. 2d8, oh my god, 16. Plus 16 is 40. I think it's 40 points.
Okay.
That
Nice.
second hit. And then I need them to make a Constitution saving throw because I'm in my Sailor Moon outfit. I have Dream Strike. When you successfully make a weapon attack, a melee weapon attack against a creature, that creature must make a Constitution saving throw, DC 21. On a failed save, the creature falls unconscious for 10 minutes. On a successful save, the creature becomes slowed for 10 minutes.
Nice. Okay. Constitution save.
Yep, 21.
Okay. That does not apply. Okay. 27.
Oh, well, can you make that different?
Wait,
Can I just
doesn't
knock you
Spunk have a
unconscious?
thing that does that? No, I don't
Does he
think
have like
Spunk
silvery
does.
barbs or something that makes an enemy reroll something?
LSAO did.
Ah,
Spunk is that type.
Okay,
Because
just
LSAO
kidding.
had the dice where it can be like, haha, that's a 7.
that's right.
You got a 17.
I mean, slowed is significant. This thing has a flying speed of 120 feet, so
Yeah, and I can't remember what all slowed does.
I believe it just halves movement.
Unless it's the slow spell, but
Yeah, the slow spell is like you can take
-2 to
um,
AP.
yeah, minus 2 to AC, and then it's just like you can take like an action or bonus action, but not both. Like something strange like that.
Let's look to make sure I'm not presuming too much. Why is slowed not in my conditions list?
Well, it's not a condition; it's a spell.
Oh, is this from your Dragon Knight?
My Moonstone Dragon thing.
Yes. Okay, it'll be the effects of the slowed spell. Yes.
Spell.
OP.
Okay, here we go. Speed is have -2 to AC and dex saves, and can't use reactions. On its turn, it can use an action or bonus action, not both.
Yeah, between like the four of us that said something, I think we got all of the points. That's pretty awesome.
And there are effects to casting spells too. So I'm just going to keep this as available. And I'm making a note, since we're going to end after this round of combat, that it is slowed. Okay. Anything else for Juno?
Juno's just gonna ask, are we fucking done yet? After hopefully taking out like a decent chunk with her weapons. Oh, I didn't mention which one was radiant or... Wait a minute, hang on. I think all of them with my blade. Never mind, all damage was radiant damage for the damage I did.
Okay. Yep. That is good to know. That
Gotta
can't
need those
happen because
physical
of
resist-
reasons.
Want you. That effect, bro.
Okay.
No, I missed a cum joke. I'm sorry, I was doing math.
Okay.
I end my turn in defense mode.
As you do that, he's going to look at you and just under a growl, no. And whip at you with its tail.
No, not tail whip.
Don't do that.
That decreases defense.
26 to hit you.
No.
It does not hit.
It doesn't hit you.
Nope, because I get my
Nice.
bonuses. Got +3/+3.
Yup.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at me go. And I have half cover. I can't remember what that does. Does that
That's +2.
up the AC?
You have a what?
Mm-hmm.
I have half cover, so that gives me an additional +2.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my aura.
Yes. I need to look this up before next time. A lot of monsters don't have things delineated as action, bonus action. It's usually just action, here are all the choices, and most of them get like multi-attack, and then it's legendary actions.
Yeah, most of them don't use bonus actions.
Unless
Yeah.
they're like spellcasters or like a lot of Fey things have bonus actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like some part of this creature's action economy should fall into being affected by slowed. So for now,
It doesn't have any more legendary actions.
Well,
Easy.
part of slow is a single attack, so multi-attack doesn't do anything.
let's go with that for now, and I'll do a little research to make extra sure. But anyway,
It also doesn't get opportunity attacks for those of you who feel a need to play.
nice. So you can see that this thing is moving significantly slower than it was at first, and swings and misses with its tail at Juno. But then, mythic action.
What? That doesn't sound legit.
Yep.
It's not even legendary, it's mythic? What the fuck?
There are mythic actions for creatures that are this powerful. The dragon is going to flare the like blood red light that's been like flashing and coursing underneath its scales, and everyone within 60 feet, which I believe is, let's find out. And it's from the outside of him. Nope, centered on him. So it's from the center of him.
Damn it, I would have been just barely outside if it was the center.
Nope, it is. So I'm gonna count you as out,
Me and the angel are out.
and the angel is out. Like, it's weird with the squares, but I'm counting it. So everyone except Icarus and the angel need to make a Dex save.
Oh no, why did it do a GM roll?
And
Well, that was an 8.
oh,
I also rolled an 8. Maverick,
nobody's
could
close
you
enough to
please
Icarus
not?
to get that benefit. Yeah, sorry. And then Spunk was it 10? Okay. 25 fails, 8 fails, 10 fails. Where's Alta? Right, not Alta. Oh, that's right, because this is a character view. 8 fails. So all of you are going to take from this pulse of heat 26 fire damage.
Magic?
Yeah.
I forgot to drink my potion of fire resistance after bringing up that everyone should drink fire resistance for their bonus action.
Did you have a bonus action available?
I did.
We can say that you did it.
I just did my 2 attack action.
Okay.
Thank you. This game's really hard.
It do be. Okay.
You have to go and say that.
That'll bring us to Icarus.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to drink another potion. I am going to drink my potion of speed.
Nice.
Hell yeah, brother.
So let me delete that from my inventory.
He's doing speed?
He's going the distance.
I actually do a line of coke and just energize.
Jesus.
No.
And then with my first action, I will activate my Dragon Soul of the Crystalline Dragon. And then with my second action, I will begin to attack with my Corellian's Radiant Arrows. So my armor class goes up by 3, which I need to mark before I... Okay, that's in effect. Cool. So all of my attacks will be whatever they are plus 3 now. Will a 25 hit?
It will.
Okay, so bear with me. There's a lot of math that needs to happen because bonuses.
Okay, while you're doing that math, for Juno, is there anything on your Dragon Soul attack effect for slowed that negates the fact that it should make a save at the end of its turn?
No, it should be able to make it at the end of its turn.
Okay, so we're gonna do that, and it was a con save, right?
Mm-hmm. 21.
Oops. Nope. This applies. 29. Okay. So
Thanks, not
is
slowed
it-
anymore, anyone. That was a good, nice round. Not even.
All right. Icarus damage.
Okay, I need it to make a con saving throw of... My saving throws are a 19 con save.
Magic,
26.
roll worse.
You said 26?
Yes.
Okay. I am also going to use a Starlight Strike. So go ahead. This is a Sunbeam. Oh, that's actually no, that's different. That I have to use an action for that, so I'll do that next turn. Sorry, but I'm going to use a Rejuvenating Strike, and I'll heal myself by half the damage I've dealt, plus my spellcasting mod.
Nice.
So, it is 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 3 is 17 radiant damage.
Yep.
And then I heal for 8 plus my spellcasting mod. So that is 8 plus 5 is 13 heal. Okay. And then the creature becomes blinded for 3 rounds of combat.
Ooh.
It doesn't say there's a saving throw or anything. It just says it becomes blinded for 3 rounds of combat. If the target is immune to blindness, they are blinded instead.
What?
What?
I think it means it's a typo, but it's supposed to be poisoned if they're immune to blindness.
Oh, okay.
As this effect ignores immunity to poison afterwards.
Okay.
Ah.
I will fix that. Thank you for pointing it out.
Did not realize that at first. You're enabled.
Okay.
And I have one
Okay.
more attack. So I'm going to do that.
So with that attack, you can all see the dragon sort of shake its head as the fire, the literal fire in its eyes flares and then kind of fizzles out. So there's just blackness in its eyes.
And that was a natural 1, so that's only a 19, which is a natural 1. So
Nat 1, yeah, it does nothing. Anything else?
And I'm going to move 1 step like this way because I'm perfectly within 30 feet, and Ulta is then within my range for saving throws, but we're not like too close. Here, let me not line up. Let me do it like this way. Okay, there we go. And that was my bonus action. That was 2 actions. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Last turn for tonight is Ulta.
Okay. So let's ask a clarifying question about the Steel Wind Strike spell.
Okay.
Or whatever. The last time we did this, if I remember the VOD correctly, I can choose up to 5 other people, but if there are not 5 other people present, can I use all 5 of those attacks on the same person? Because Ulta did the thing where she went like Super Saiyan that one time on one person a bunch of times.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's say yes for now, and for some reason I'm having trouble finding the document. So let's just say yes.
I want to make sure that like other people remember that game as well, where she just like did, because I was not here. Somebody else I think was piloting me, and like she attacked the same thing with this like very cool anime guy spell.
Yeah, we allowed it, but I think someone else did it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one are you? I found it. Which one are you
Steel
saying?
Wind Strike.
It's the old Fiora ult, if you remember that.
Yes.
Okay. She's gonna cast that. But she's gonna use the Hazaron weapon for that, because you have to choose a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So that adds a bunch of shit to this shit. So it's gonna take a minute.
Yep.
Math is so hard.
Welcome to
Yeah.
high level D&D, guys.
Now the
Daddy, I'm a
question.
dipshit. Why can't I just click A button?
Yeah, dude. So for this, I have to use the spell casting the +8, not the sword's attack, right?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them are +1 because it's done with that sword. If that matters in any capacity for any of them, I don't think for
5
at
more
least.
damage.
And then
Okay.
for one of them, does the 28 and the 27 hit?
The 28's a crit.
Okay,
The 27 hits. The other 3 do not.
do not. Okay. Me. Okay. Here we go. So that would make the damage, the dangage, 2d6. Oh my fucking Christ.
That's 16.
16.
List it out. I'll add it up. It's okay.
Okay.
So
2d6
is 12.
is 12.
Yeah, I was like, where are you getting 16?
Yeah. And
Oh,
listen, I went with the 2 corn dogs. We're both fucked. We eat too much weed.
Eaten down an ample amount of drugs for this to be the state I'm in. I'm
So
just
this'll
stupid.
help
Okay.
me out the most. Is any of this fire damage?
No.
Okay, so let's do this. 2d6 is 12. What's the modifier?
What?
2d6 plus what? Or is it just
It doesn't
2d6?
say. It just says 2d6.
Okay, so
Yeah.
good there. What's next?
And then it's okay, so then when it's hit with a weapon, with this specific weapon, the creature cannot regain hit points for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Now we're going back to the fucking spell. That was just the weapon, so that happens a couple times, 2 times.
Okay.
Congratulations. And then here we go. And then 6d10
And this is on the crit, right?
on the crit. Well, this
Okay.
is 6d10 for both of them, but one is a crit.
Okay.
So
I'm doing the crit first.
Okay.
So I've got that.
that's 60 plus 12, not 16.
Yep. And now can you roll the 6d10
Correct. Okay.
for the second attack? 27. Okay, what's next?
Plus for them is then the 2d6 again.
Okay, so it's another 12 plus your rolled 2d6.
Yeah, but that one, I was just gonna say that one wasn't rolled, so that's 9.
Okay.
And then, and I guess, technically it doesn't get 2 minutes worth of blindness. I would assume it would just stay 1 minute worth of blindness. I'm trying to make sure I follow all of the things through the damn
Yep.
spell because it's like bop, 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 bop.
Yep.
And then I can teleport to an unoccupied space you see within 5 feet of one of the targets. And for those damages, would she add her swarm damage?
Yes.
Okay, well, I forgot to do that.
That's
So
all right.
here we are again.
I've got everything else, so let's just do your max swarm damage for the first hit and then a rolled swarm damage for the second one.
Okay, great. Gotta go to a different place for that. Fuck. Hey.
My only gripe about high level D&D is that there's just so much stuff.
Yeah, it's just a lot to remember.
Yeah.
1d8,
Okay, so 8 by default plus what you roll.
6.
Got it.
And then for bonus action,
But wait, there's more.
she will use her special melee attack since she is within range to do that as well with a wing slash. So she'll do that. So that's for an attack. What do I use for that attack? Because it's not listed. All it says is
It is its own weapon. It's the
Okay.
wings on your dragon armor. So
what am I using as an attack for the attack roll?
oh, do we not put anything on there? Okay.
No, just the damage.
Let's do. Oh, that means it doesn't require an attack roll.
Oh, okay. Well then, 3d6 plus my strength modifier slashing damage, which is 5. So
So
one of
3d6
those.
plus 5.
And then I'll roll that again. Two
right.
more. Okay, I'm done. Fuck.
It's a lot of stuff. Okay. That's what we're going to call it for tonight, guys. I thought it was going to end up being shorter, but with all the stuff to do, ended up just being... Oh.
The fact that you guys are stupid, this took longer.
No, it's just a lot of stuff to
That's
keep track
the monologue
of, so.
I'm having with myself. I'm talking to every little gremlin that's running my brain.
Oh,
He's
man.
like,
All right,
"Give
so
up."
I've saved all of the existing status effects and state of affairs for everything, so I think we should be good to go with top of the initiative order next time. Good timing for when we would normally end anyway. So we'll go around the table one more time. Yourself, your character, and any fun things happening that you want to advertise. And also, I'll be right back while you're starting to do that. Heck.
Oh my gosh, yes. Hi, hello. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. And I was back with Aster. You can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, Blue Sky, etc., etc. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next. Because I tend to wander a lot, wear a lot of hats, do a lot of things. And there's been some new stuff. I'm part of new things, which is cool. Of note. For the upcoming future. On Neon Lights Roleplay every other Monday, you can find myself, Corn Dog, and Chrissy over in Oatsword on the Sea of the Dragon Lords. It's a great time. We will be back from our short little hiatus, and I'm sure the energy is going to be fantastic. On this coming Sunday, you can find me over on Singularity Roleplay, where we're playing City of Mist. Also a good mystery solving time. Um, let's see. On Tuesday, you can find me on Enchanting Sorcery, with the epilogue episode of Into the Old Margrave. So it's the very last thing. It'll be wholesome. You're catching it at the end, so if you haven't been there for it, there's a lot to catch up on. Maybe do that. But for things that are newer, not this coming Friday, so not tomorrow, but next Friday, you can catch episode 2 of Steel and Arbor, which is this Humblewood-esque campaign that I'm a part of on Neon Lights as well. It's running every other Friday. And it's really cute so far. We're all just a bunch of little critters and we're causing problems on purpose, and I love it a lot. Highly recommend if you love those types of vibes. But yeah, no, that is me on over to Hyacinth.
Bye, everybody. I'm Hyacinth. See, I realized it's dumb and I interrupted it before I did it again. Yeah, you won't find me doing much, but I'll be watching these other people's streams, so find me there. Yeah, Corn Dog.
I'll be watching.
Not
Always watching.
okay, now it sounds creepy, okay?
Wazowski.
Sounded creepy to begin with. Maybe that's just because I'm a creep and a weirdo. So you can catch me where Hex said you could catch me. You can also catch me every other Wednesday on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I play this generation's Magneto in our lovely little masks campaign. Because Eric was right. Anyways, over to you, Chrissy.
I'm Chrissy Kretz. You can find me all over the internet at Chrissy Kretz. Everyone has said the things I'm in, and they've told you where you can find me. I've told you where you can find me. You can also find me at PAX East. I'll be speaking on some panels while I'm there, so say hello. Other than that, Bye. Okay, bye.
All right. I'm Nut Magic Juice. You know me as the GM and host of things happening here right now. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we will be back at our Lines in the Lies campaign. That's our Vecna one. Other than that, we'll be back here with this crew plus a Chris in 2 weeks from today. That's it. Say goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Not everybody.
Nailed it.